Another quick story, and then I'll get right into the meat of the word, is one time when Tammy and I were young in marriage, we were going to a marriage conference. And I think actually Mark and Linda were there, and Jim and Fran might have been there in the San Juan Islands. And so Orcas Island, and the actual island itself was Orcas Island. So they had been advertising these scenic tours with a little tiny, pop can with 2 popsicle sticks, and you fly these little airplane scenic tour. And it was a beautiful island, and we thought, yeah, why not? I don't remember what it was. It was just a few dollars to get on this airplane and fly around the islands a little bit. We got on the flight, beautiful day. We're flying along, and we're headed up to near British Columbia, and all of a sudden, the plane does one of those like this. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just like that. To which we all go, and sucked all the air out of the cabin right there. I mean, it sucked all the air out. And then you just kind of look around and you go, of course, the pilot was half pilot, half entertainer, half stewardess. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's just talking, and he doesn't even miss a beat when this thing does this, right? And we're looking at each other, and so then eventually it does it again. And eventually, I don't know if he wasn't paying attention or whatever, but he finally checks and he goes, oh, there's a storm behind us. And so anyway, he says, you know what? And he does some checking, whatever. And he just said, well, it might be prudent for us to turn around and head back. And I'm like, yeah, I hope so. Let's get out of here, So we head and it seems like the farther we go, the worse it gets. What are you like? What's this? I'm not whipping myself. I'm whipping my horse. I get back. I don't know where that came from. Anyway, we're headed back to this little airport. And this little airport is like this little tiny, it's like a street in the middle of nowhere with little grass, and then it's like the water and some sand and then some rocks, and then, where nobody's in the control tower because it's more like a Gilligan's Island hut, type of thing. And so we're coming in, and now the wind is blowing. And the wind is blowing across the runway. And I don't know why pilots do this, but as they're coming in, they have a tendency to kind of just float the plane in. That is just like, if you're a pilot here, no offense, but that just seems so stupid to me. I mean, why would you just... Because what happens is the wind begins to just kind of like pick you up like a kite. And so as we're coming in, he's kind of floating in, and it became very obvious to me we were not going to land on that runway. And he's floating in, and next thing you know, we're just floating across, and he kind of pulls up, and he goes, and he just, when I was in Vietnam, we used to land it on a rice paddy, all this kind of talk. And he just yak. As we make a circle, he comes around again. But I noticed this time, he puts it under a little bit more power. A little bit more power. So we coming in, and then we were going to miss the runway again. And so he pulls up. Now, the third time, as we come around, he is not talking. There's no more entertainment, no more jokes, no more nothing. He's just, he is all business about now. And he puts this down under, I don't know, full pressure, but we were, and we bang down the runway. Now here's the whole thought. Oh, when you're in the midst of a storm, it's not business as usual. When you're in a challenge of life, it's not the time to just kind of be floating through life. That's when you got to put when you got the wind blowing across your life, it's time to turn into the wind. It's time to put some pressure. It's time to move forward and not just be, like tiptoe through the daisies as life busts you. I remember those rocks to this day. And I am so glad we missed those rocks.